Hi everyone, welcome to the UDON Entertainment panel at San Diego Comic-Con at Home 2020. I'm Erik Ko, Chief of Operations at UDON, and joining me here today is my buddy Matt Moylan, who is the Director of Publishing here.
Hey guys, yeah, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up this year for Udon. It's our 20th anniversary. I've been here for almost 15 years myself. Eric's been here since the beginning, since he started Udon with
Yeah, I'm
some
old. Look at my beard. I'm old.
yeah. Yeah, check out some great videos about the books that are coming up and some recent releases and some other stuff. What do you got,
Right.
Eric?
Well, what's Comic-Con without the popular exclusive products? We normally bring our merchandise to Comic-Con, so let's talk about those first.
Awesome.
Udon has been making collectible pins exclusively for sale at San Diego Comic-Con since 5 years ago. Since then, we have worked on properties like Persona, Okami, Shantae, Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, Sailor Moon, and Robotech. We have recently launched udonpins.com as part of the pin portal of our website, with launching products like the Akuma Collector's Pin and the X and Zero pin from Mega Man X. Now, a few weeks ago, we started our Mega Man Monday ongoing release that features the Mega Man Robot Masters. And now you can actually get Dr. Wily as the Comic Con exclusive. For the Monster Hunter fans, we have the jumbo-sized Dragon Album pin for you. This limited edition pin is 2 inches in diameter, and you can choose from Crystal Green, Antique Gold, and also now the Comic Con exclusive Fire Red. Street Fighter pin collectors has been super excited about our Pin Fighter launch this month, where we pitch 2 pins against each other, and when one sells out, a new challenger will come in and take its place. The first Pin Fighter series featured all 36 characters from Street Fighter Alpha 3, with art based on actual sprites in the game, created brand new by Udon artist Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. We are also offering 6 Comic Con exclusive variants that you can now purchase on our website. But for anime fans, I'm glad to tell you that the super popular Evangelion character pins are now available on our website as well. These are previously only sold at conventions, and quantities are very limited, so get them while you still have a chance. We also just released a brand new set of Macross Veritech Fighter pins from Robotech. And right now, we're offering 2 new ones, the Ben Dixon and Jack Archer VF Fighters, as our Comic Con exclusives. The other cool Comic Con exclusive is the cute Minmay doll pin that comes with a backing card that resembles the old school Japanese Macross model kit packaging. And I want to give you the first look of our most ambitious pin project to date, our oversized Jumbo Robotech character pin action series. These pins are going to be 5 to 6 inches in size to capture every detail of our beloved characters. Each pin will also feature multiple screen printing process to enhance the detail of the character art. First 4 in the series will include Rick Hunter, Roy Fokker, Lisa Hayes, and my favorite, Lin Min Mei. These pins will be packaged on a specially made backing card that resembles the vintage Robotech action figures from the 80s, with new artwork created based on the design sheets from the series. Hey, we even recreated the character bio card at the back. All of these cool pins are going to be available at udonpins.com. We also have our official online fan community on Facebook. Scan this QR code and go and join up for some exclusive news and offers. For example, like our Warehouse Wednesday that is only available through the group, and we release every week, some of the previous convention exclusive that you might have missed, so you can complete your collection. Now I'll pass it over to Matt, and he'll be telling you some of the exciting publishing projects that we have coming up. And remember to keep an eye out on greetings from various Udon members, old and new.
Hey guys, Matt here. We're taking a look at Street Fighter number 100, Udon's Free Comic Book Day 2020 offering, and also kind of a celebration of 20 years of Udon. It's our 100th Street Fighter issue. If you add up all the different series and side stories and things like that we've done. But before we open this up, let's have a little look back at some of the key issues and see how Udon got here. Now, the first series that Udon published was just named Street Fighter. This is Street Fighter number 1. It came out in 2003, written by Ken Chong. Ken's written all of our main Street Fighter comics over the years, so there's been a few other guest writers written a few side series and things and bonus stories. But yeah, Ken's our lead writer. It's illustrated by Alvin Lee, Arnold Tsang, and Andrew Howe, splitting up the art duties. This is a well-known cover by Joe Madureira, who also did a bonus story in the issue. And this series just introduced Street Fighter back to the world when there was no new video game out on the market. We introduced all the favorites: Ken, Ryu, Guile, Chun-Li. This story kind of mixed the Street Fighter 2 era with the Street Fighter Alpha era. We saw Ryu start his journey to avenge his master and eventually run into Akuma. We'd see Cammy show up. We'd see all kinds of characters show up. It ran for 14 issues, and it was pretty cool. So after that, we moved on to Street Fighter 2. Now, the Street Fighter 2 series, illustrated by Alvin Lee. This is kind of the series a lot of people think of when they think of nostalgic Udon artwork. So, look at that awesome Dalsim. This is the Ryu a lot of people think of when they think of Udon artwork. In this series, Ryu started training with Dalsim. We learned a lot about M. Bison and his background, how he first learned about Psycho Power. Cammy would team up with Chun-Li, and they'd face Bison. We'd introduce some characters like Gen and T-Hawk. So a lot of cool stuff happened in Street Fighter 2, and that would all lead into a very cool series, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This was a 12-issue series drawn by Jeffrey Chamba Cruz, and this is the actual Street Fighter 2 tournament. So we started off with preliminary rounds where characters would be trying to get into the Street Fighter tournament. So there would be not just Street Fighter 2 characters, but also some Street Fighter Alpha characters trying to, get a spot. And in the end, it would get whittled down to just the Street Fighter 2 cast, including the new challengers. And eventually, turn into a big Save the World event, fighting Shadaloo. Now, so Jeff drew all 12 issues by himself, and colored all the 12 issues. So that I think he's got some sort of record at Udon for this series. But after the Street Fighter 2 tournament, we moved on to Street Fighter Unlimited. Now, this was Udon's, where we introduced a lot of the Street Fighter 3 cast. Like Alex joined the cast. The main villain was Gil, who's a little bit interesting that he's, kind of a... He's not just like M. Bison trying to take over the world. Gil thinks that he is, I should rule the world because I'm the best person for it. But great art by Joe Ng in this series. Probably have more Street Fighter characters in this series than any series we've ever done before, because we combine characters from Alpha, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 2, eventually all in a lot of them all at once in the big in Gil's tournament at the end. We followed this, so after this we followed it up with crossover Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, and this was us combining our Street Fighter and Darkstalkers storylines, and having the Street Fighter characters get lost in the Mackay, which is the Darkstalkers dimension or homeworld, however you want to interpret it. So you'd see characters like Chun-Li and Ken and Sagat running across, Morrigan. We've got, here we go, they're Chun-Li and Ken and Sagat fighting against Felicia and Talbane. So this was a really cool series illustrated by Edwin Huang, and you see a lot of fun stuff. And after this, the Darkstalkers and Street Fighters could just run into each other at any time, and they actually have in other series. So those were our 5 main big series that we've done. We've done a lot of other side series and one-shots and stuff, but it all leads up to Street Fighter 100. Now, it says right here on the cover, Ryu versus Chun-Li. In 100 comics, published since 2003. Ryu and Chun-Li have spoken in about 2 panels, and then there's another issue where they kind of stand near each other, and that's about it. So this is just their first big interaction, and they have a actual fight in this. It's a celebration of 20 years of Udon. There's tons of characters in this. Everybody from who we got just in this image: Dudley, Ibuki, Makoto, Corinne, T-Hawk, E Honda, Alex. There's tons of characters in this series. And it's not just it's not it was a dream or somebody was mind controlled. Let me not get too spoilery here. Let's see. Here we go. So we've got a real fight between Ryu and Chun-Li where they are both trying to win. They're trying their best. So yeah, like I said, this is our free comic book day offering for 2020. So check with your local comic shop about how to get yourself a copy. But all the comics that I've shown here are available, except for Street Fighter 100 because it's new. But they're all available in either, a standard trade paperback format, or a deluxe hardcover format, or if you're just an awesome back issue bin diver, look for those awesome original issues. So cool. Thanks, guys.
Hi everyone, this is Ken Suchong, and you probably know me as the writer of Street Fighter, and for the hardcore fans out there of Darkstalkers. So, yep, I've been with Udon since the beginning. I cannot believe that it's been 20 years, and that's kind of unfathomable for me right now. So yeah, along the way, it's been a wild ride. I've had a chance to work with really great artists, really great people, meet a lot of interesting fans, and yeah, I couldn't ask for more. I also had a chance to work with so many iconic characters, and I guess for coming up next, I guess it's rather fitting that not only for Udon's 20th anniversary that we have the next Street Fighter number 100 coming out, so that'll be something that's pretty cool. So I can't wait for you all to see that as soon as we figure out when Free Comic Book Day is going to happen. So I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. Bye.
Hey, my name's Arnold Tsang. I'd like to wish Udon a happy 20th anniversary. I can't believe it's been 20 years already. Yeah, I still remember when the whole thing started, down in Erik's basement. Erik, Ken, Shane, Alvin, Omar. Those early days, we worked our butts off over in Erik's house over there, and we've come a long way. With Udon, I worked on the Street Fighter comic, Darkstalkers, Deadpool, Taskmaster. It's been so long now, I can't remember it all, but worked on a bunch of stuff. And these days, I'm working at Blizzard Entertainment. I'm the assistant art director on Overwatch, and honestly, like everything in my career, as far as I've gotten, I owe a lot of it to my time at Udon, and the experience I've gotten there, the friendships I've made, and just learning from you guys, and jamming on art and inspiration and all that stuff, and getting my foot in the door in the kind of entertainment industry has been huge, and I think I owe it all to Udon. That's where it really started for me, and working on things like Street Fighter especially, and being able to have the opportunity to meet and talk to my heroes at Capcom, that's been one of my biggest inspirational moments as an artist. So that's what I think about when I look back at my time at Udon. So yeah, I can't believe it's been 20 years already. I hope it keeps going, and wishing everybody happy anniversary.
Next up, we've got the Street Fighter World War Encyclopedia Arcade Edition. This is a 192 hardcover art book that updates our Street Fighter Encyclopedia to include the cast of Street Fighter V. So now we've got everybody in it from Manat to Colleen and G, all the new characters. This is a detailed look at the lore and characters of Street Fighter. It's not a how to play guide, but just an in-universe look at the characters. Each character has stats like their birthday and birthplace and fighting style and measurements and likes and dislikes. Then they've also got a write-up about their about each character, which might be important things they've done in the Street Fighter universe, might be how they trained or how they play into some of the plots of the games, like how they, maybe help defeat one of the bad guys, or their different relationships with the different characters. You'll see the country that they're from. You'll see they'll just have a little write-up about their fighting style. So there's over 75 characters in the main part of the book, and then once you get to the back, you will find what we call a Street Fighter universe, which is just all the characters that weren't playable, just a detailed look at all the side characters, like relatives and characters were just mentioned in passing. Some of them really obscure, like 11, the prototype for 12. We've got Go Hibiki, that's Dan's dad. We've got all kinds of people. Keith Wolfman, head of Delta Red. So all kinds of stuff in here. Plus a really cool chart at the beginning that shows where everybody's from. So that was really fun. So yeah, Street Fighter World War Encyclopedia, the ultimate look at the lore of Street Fighter. It's in stores now.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Longvo, aka Vostalgic. Crazy to think it's been 20 years since Erik asked me to work on the first Street Fighter comic for GamePro magazine back when I was running Studio XD out of a single bedroom apartment in San Jose, California. Since then, I've had the honor to work on a lot of cool stuff for Image, Marvel, Disney, Warner Brothers, DC, and Capcom. It's been an absolute dream of mine to be able to work on games like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and more recently Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Working at UDON has been an absolute pleasure, especially getting to know all of the awesome talent that started here and still continue to kick ass every single day. People like Arnold Tsang, Alvin Lee, like Chamba, Edwin Huang, Joe Ng, the list just keeps going on. I fully believe that UDON has gotten to where it is today because, we're fans through and through. And we also love what we do. So, here's to another 20 years at UDON. Always proud to be a part of this team.
Hi guys, my name is Gonzalo Ordóñez. I'm also known as Gensoman. I've been working for UDON for 15 years now, and it's been a really good time for me. I worked with them in several projects like Street Fighter Cross Tekken artwork. Also, I did some extra costume for Ultra Street Fighter 4. I worked in Legendary Pictures Godzilla during the first reveal image for San Diego Comic Con. And some other projects, and of course, a lot of Street Fighter and Capcom related stuff. Right now, I am working on my own comic called The Wanderer, Pankara, which is a visual novel based on a story from my land, Chile. It's been a wonderful 15 years along with the guys on UDON, and I want to tell them I hope it will be 15 years more. Thank you.
Next up, a look at the Street Fighter Swimsuit Special Collection, which is in stores now. This is a collection of our first 4 Street Fighter Swimsuit Specials. It's an annual pin-up art book that we do every year. There are over 60 artists in here, all drawing their favorite Street Fighter characters on the beach or at the pool or wherever, in fun pieces, sexy pieces. Some of them are silly, goofy pieces. And a bunch of different styles. A lot of artists who are UDON mainstays, and even some people who are just joining us for the first time. You'll see all kinds of Street Fighter characters, also some guest characters from Rival Schools and Darkstalkers and Final Fight. This collection includes all the covers for the series, all the rare variants that we've done, at least for the first 4 years. And it's also got a look at the back at some of the rough concepts that some of the guys and girls did, illustrating pieces for their book. So some of the process in there. And yeah, it's a awesome hardcover book that's in stores now. Check it out. Thanks.
Hey everyone, it's Edwin, artist on Street Fighter Unlimited, Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, and concept artist for Street Fighter 4. I just want to congratulate UDON on their 20th anniversary, and I just want to say that UDON's been been a huge inspiration on me, and I just want to thank Erik and everyone involved to help my career out, and hopefully we have another 20 more years. Thank you.
G'day guys, Chamba here, artist on Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter, and ending credits for Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. I just have to say massive congrats to UDON Entertainment for 20 years of publication. A massive thanks to Erik and Co for giving me the opportunity to work on properties that I'd been a fan of since I was a little kid. And of course to the fans for all the support throughout the years for both myself and the company. Here's to another 20 years, and again, congrats.
Something really cool that's available now in the UDON online store is UDON Cross Capcom Sketchbook Alpha. This is a book that we put together to showcase some of UDON's rough sketches for things, just convention sketches, costume designs from Street Fighter 4, some of them that were unused. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this book. If you check it out, we've got, see, like raw pencils from artwork or full color marker rendered pieces. A few more. We've got, we'll jump ahead to some rough pencils for things. Here's some black and white marker renderings. All kinds of guys from the UDON staff. We've got Edwin Huang, Joe Ng, Omar Dogan, Roboto, Chamba, they're all in here. Here's some of the unused costume designs for Street Fighter 4. So you can pick that up on udonstore.com. You can grab the Chun-Li cover or the Morgan cover or both and make this cool artwork.
If you don't know, my name is Omar, last name Dogan. I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, and I've worked with UDON since the very, very beginning. And they asked me, what did I work on? I've worked on Street Fighter, Robotech, Wonder Momo. I worked with Marvel, with DC, and with a whole bunch of other people. Just Google it and you'll see. It's been like 20 years, so a lot of stuff happens. As for what I'm doing right now, I'm just working on my own book, Fifth Capsule, which you can find. Just type it in search, you'll be able to find it. And also just trying whatever I feel like. I've managed to work hard and just retire from the industry, so now I can just do whatever I feel like doing. But UDON was a huge part of me being able to do that, and I'm forever thankful. I got to meet so many good people and go so many places, and it was a life-changing experience. Thanks so much, guys.
What's up, guys? Joe Ng here. I've worked on titles such as Street Fighter 4, Akuma Origins, Street Fighter Unlimited, and the upcoming Sagat Origins. I just want to give a big congratulations to UDON for turning 20. Holy cow, that's crazy. I've been with them for over 15 years now, and it's been a wild ride. They helped me grow so much as an artist and given me opportunities to work on some amazing projects as well as meet some amazing people that I now consider family. Thank you, Erik, for taking me in, helping me build my career and realize my dream to become a comic book artist. Happy 20th anniversary, UDON Entertainment, and here's to 20 more years of awesome work and awesome memories.
Okay, we're taking a look at The Art of Darksiders Genesis. Darksiders Genesis is the fourth game in the Darksiders series, and this is also the fourth art book that UDON has published for the Darksiders series. It's in stores now. Darksiders is a world where the apocalypse has already happened, and the four horsemen of the apocalypse are trying to figure out why it happened too early. Darksiders Genesis is a prequel to the main game series. So Darksiders was created by Joe Madureira, who you may know from his comic run on Uncanny X-Men, or his own game and comic book Battle Chasers. But this book is just filled with tons of great concept art. Here's War, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. We've got Strife. Strife is the new horseman introduced in this game. He's playable for the first time in this game. We've got lots of demon designs. Here's rough concepts. We've got creator commentary. We've got all kinds of stuff. Here's some angel concepts. Here's some more monster concepts, demons. We've got a lot of background and environmental work here to go with the game. There's just so much artwork that goes into games like this. Here's some of the environmental work for all the different stages. And we've got cutscenes. There's storyboards and sort of animated cutscenes that they did in the game. There's some unused stuff, cool. But yeah, so The Art of Darksiders Genesis is in stores now, along with, if you missed them, you can pick up, let's see, here, the first 3 books. The Art of Darksiders 1, 2, and 3, all available as great hardcovers. So check them out.
Hi, my name is Steve Mack, aka Candocan. I worked on Street Fighter V as a cover artist, and I am super grateful for the opportunity. Right now, I am a sculptor, and I still freelance. I'm just chilling out. I want to thank UDON for the opportunity. I want to thank Erik and the amazing crew for just inspiring all of us, including myself. You guys are amazing. And here's to another 20 years. Let's go.
Now we're going to take a look at a couple upcoming UDON art books. These titles aren't actually printed yet, so we're going to look at the original Japanese version. UDON is localizing these and translating them into English. First, Monster Hunter Illustrations 3. From the title, you can figure it's our 3rd Monster Hunter art book that we've published. This one covers the 4th generation Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter 4. And it's just filled with all kinds of awesome creature designs, all the different monsters that you hunt in the game. Then you can transition over to weapon designs, weapons that you build after you defeat the monsters, and all kinds of, also move through the weapons. We've got armor, tons of armor designs, and we've also got a really cool black and white sketch section at the back. It's all kinds of rough concepts from the artists of Monster Hunter. And lots of creator commentary. This is going to be a 376-page hardcover art book, and it's coming out this fall. And then we've got how to make Capcom fighting characters. This is a great deep dive into how Capcom designs characters or redesign them for new games, how they create new costumes. The book is filled with, rough concepts, handwritten notes, which UDON is all translating, creator commentary. Let's see somebody new, like, here's Nakali, some of his initial concepts, how he could have looked very different when they were initially conceiving him. So just a deep dive into character design. And then not just the new stuff, but also we've got interviews with staff, Capcom, artists, developers, and they also even go in so far as show us how they created some of the sprites for the games. You can see that here. So this is very, very vintage concept art for this one. This is from Street Fighter 2, how they came up with the sprites back in the day and the animations, and some classic concept art from artists like Kinu Nishimura. Here's this section here is a great anatomy guide that Capcom used in their office for many years. Maybe they even still use it today. But just how anatomy works for muscular characters. So this is a softcover book, but the UDON edition is going to be a hardcover. It is 288 pages, and it's going to be releasing this fall as well.
Happy 20th anniversary, UDON. My name's Ash Paulsen, and I was the associate and then senior editor for UDON for about a decade, actually, so I have a long and wonderful history with the company. I was mainly responsible for copy and layout editing in pretty much all of our different projects, but particularly our video game art books, so stuff like Mega Man and Shovel Knight and Persona, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Sonic the Hedgehog, Monster Hunter, all that good stuff. And I also worked on some of our anime art books like the Neon Genesis Evangelion art books. And I also was responsible for editing the first several books in our Manga Classics line, as well as myriad Street Fighter comics. So I kind of had my hands in a little bit of everything at the company, and I have so many wonderful memories of not just what I worked on, but particularly who I worked with, and especially the Chief of Operations, Erik Ko. He's like a mentor to me. He's the best boss a guy could ever ask for, and almost like a second dad. And Erik, thank you so much for bringing me in on this 20th anniversary video. I really appreciate it, and for including me in the Udon family for so many years in general. I'm a lifelong friend of the company, and you are a lifelong friend of mine, and I wish nothing but the best for you in the coming years. And as for what I'm working on now, I'm still with the YouTube channel Game Explain. We are a video game news channel. We cover, news and reviews, previews, features, things like that. So you can find us at youtube.com/GameExplain. I'm a producer and editor and general content creator there. And I'm also working on a new thing called Geektainment TV with a bunch of my current coworkers and friends. It's basically like a new entertainment platform that we're trying to launch and get off the ground and bring lots of cool new stuff to everybody. So you can check us out there at geektainment.tv, where I'm a producer. So that's what I'm working on now. And thank you again, Erik, for bringing me in on this video. I really appreciate you including me. And here's to another 20 fantastic years of Udon. See ya.
Hi, my name is Crystal Reid, and I used to ink comic books for Udon. I was first introduced to Erik around 2001, and he sent me a page to do an ink test on. They liked what I could do, and so he started sending me some more work. And eventually I was able to work on Street Fighter and several other miscellaneous collaborations with Marvel and DC. But since 2010, I have no longer been working in comics, and I work in the game industry now. I started there in QA, and then eventually moved into the game design realm, and from there moved into management, and I managed a design department at my previous studio, and currently today I am managing the narrative department at Bungie, working on Destiny 2.
Udon's very honored to be working on the monumental shoujo manga titled The Rose of Versailles by legendary creator Ryoko Ikeda. The Rose of Versailles is praised to be the queen of shoujo manga. It was first published in 1972 and it was serialized until 1974. It's actually a historical fiction focusing on Maria Antoinette, the tragic queen of France during the Louis XVI era, and the fictional character Oscar, who is the queen's royal guard commander. Well, Oscar is born a girl but raised as a boy by her father so that she can be in the military. So back in the days in the 70s, the exploration of gender and politics is actually very ahead of time for the contents, and it actually becomes quite controversial. Well, we've worked very hard to make sure that our English edition is like the ultimate version that the manga fans deserve. So you can see each of these volumes actually collects almost 500 pages of stories. And there's a lot of special features to it. For example, like this front page here, it's actually one of the key illustrations printed on a nice watercolor paper to enhance, the illustrations, beauty. Then you can see here, these two-tone pages are used in our edition so that you can actually see how it was originally meant to look like when they were actually serialized in the magazines. There are also these newly colored pages from the recent edition of Rose of Versailles, complete edition, that we decided to use, and these are brand new coloring pages by Ikeda Production to enhance the artwork of the story. Then also you can see that we restored every page, every title page that we can find, and we insert it back to the right position. And these title pages are often cut off from any trade paperback printing because of pagination, but the title page is actually shown in the original serialization in the magazine. So we found all the title page and put it back to the respective chapters. Also, a lot of the illustrations, any insert art, promo art, poster art are all included within the pages and also in the back gallery. Like you can see here, these are actually sticker art that they were given away during this the magazine serialization, and we put some of these here. And then, again, there are some more of the two-tone pages here, more illustration inserts in between. And then you can see that there are, let's see, this here. There are some illustration galleries of like covers. This one is actually used for a poster back in the day in 1974. This is, these are some other story gallery pages. Really nice poster art and stuff here. So like everything is included. Nothing is cut out. This is going to be the most complete edition you can find out there. You can see that the cover itself, we do have like a super nice gloss effect, and the foil effect there. One thing I actually want to point out on the covers, if you can see it, they have these rose pattern designs. They're actually not the same. You've got to look at it. This one's kind of like the rose buds here, and then the rose actually grows on each volume, and then it would keep going, for the next volume. Well, volume 1 to 3 are available right now. Volume 4 and 5 will be coming out later on this year, so please check it out. This is a really good, cool classic title.
Hi, I'm Morimoto, manga translator, convention interpreter, and, oh yeah, small animal veterinarian. I first met Erik Ko and got to know Udon just over 10 years ago, over dinner and karaoke in where else but Akihabara, with my already good friend and colleague, Erica Friedman. I can't even call what we performed singing, because we kept picking anime title and credit songs from the 1980s. But little did I imagine it would result in this so intense but wonderful and fulfilling project, known as Rose of Versailles, with the both of them. So, it contains scheming cronies, inappropriate use of tax money, a foreign first lady, socioeconomic inequality, an uprising by the people, a highly contagious disease. Egads, you'd think we were talking about the present. There is that quote, those who cannot remember the past are doomed to repeat it. Brr. Well, getting back to the positive, here's to the awesome past 20 years, Udon, and I look forward to walking the next 20 alongside you. Cheers!
Hi, I'm Jocelyne Allen. I'm a Japanese translator, and you've probably read at least one manga that I've translated, because I've translated a whole lot of them. I can't believe Udon's already celebrating 20 years. I've only worked with them for less than half of that time, but during those years I've translated everything from Vocaloids to Versailles. And right now I'm working on a top secret project that's going to have a lot of people very excited. So keep your eyes on Udon for the years to come, and congratulations on 2 whole decades, Erik.
Hi, my name is Erica Friedman. I'm the editor of The Rose of Versailles by Ryoko Ikeda. I just want to say happy 20th anniversary to everybody at UDON Entertainment, and to thank you all for your amazing work over the last 20 years, and here's to a fantastic next 20. I look forward to working with you.
One of the more unique manga Udon publishes is Otherworldly Izakaya Nobu, which is about a Japanese-style pub, modern pub, whose front door magically opens to a medieval village. It's not exactly this, but it's very much like a German medieval village. And it's based on a Japanese light novel series written by Natsuya Semikawa, and the manga version is illustrated by Virginia Natuhei. Now, there's already an anime version of it that you can actually watch on Crunchyroll, and they just started in Japan a live-action J-drama version. So Nobu is part of the isekai genre, which is usually normal modern people going to a fantasy world, maybe filled with like dragons or wizards and things. And in Nobu, the twist is kind of that the medieval people come into the modern Japanese pub, and to them, the amazing food is the fantastic element. So it's kind of something from our world that's fantastic to them. And all the meals created in Nobu are real dishes. Most of them are Japanese, but sometimes the chef and his assistant Shinobu, they might mix it up and combine Japanese and European dishes, or just try out their twist on a European dish. All the food's realistically rendered. Like here's some chicken karaage. We got, what else? Over here, this one is called chicken nanban, but they'll introduce customers to things like edamame and sashimi. There's lots of footnotes whenever a new food is mentioned or a new dish. But also, if the footnotes are not enough for you, you can zoom to the end of the book, and at the end of every volume, we have a glossary of cooking terms. Now, this is a mix of Japanese terms, German terms. They might be dishes or ingredients. And sometimes other volumes might also have French or Italian or Spanish terms. So you get to learn some cool cooking stuff. And it's an ongoing series. Udon just published volume 7. Let me grab that. Here we go. So it's still ongoing in Japan. So if you're interested in a great, if you love food and you want a heartwarming story, check out Nobu.
Hi, my name is Jeannie Lee, and I've been working with Udon since 2004. I first started out as a comic colorist and effects artist on a few issues of New X-Men by Marvel Comics. I then moved on to work on 8 issues of Aranya, also known as Spider-Girl. In recent years, my involvement with Udon transitioned into manga retouch and lettering. Some of the titles that I worked on include Infinity Force, Izakaya Nobu, Ochibi-chan, and my ultimate favorite, Rose of Versailles. I really can't believe that UDON Entertainment is already celebrating its 20-year anniversary. I want to take a moment to congratulate Erik and all UDON members, of which I am so proud and so thankful to be a part of. Erik, thank you for over 15 years of all-nighters, the crazy deadlines, and all the fun that we've had in between. I really wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for the work that I've done together with you. I wish you the best and another 20 years of success. Thank you so much, and I look forward to continue working with you.
One more series we'd like to take a look at is Stravaganza, The Queen in the Iron Mask, an original manga series by Akihito Tomi. Now, this series is set in an epic fantasy world and focuses on the lead character, Queen Vivian, Queen of the Humans. In this world, the human queen is tradition that she wears an iron mask, so nobody knows what she actually looks like outside her closest advisors. But when she has a chance, she sneaks out of the castle and lives amongst her people as a warrior woman known as Clara. And sometimes Clara gets into adventures where she might help others. She might get into trouble herself and need saving. She encounters all kinds of different fancy creatures and species. Here she runs across the lizard people right there. She runs across the Umbers, these crazy monkey beasts who become important in the story later. And as the story progresses, it really grows into almost exactly a War of the Races, Lord of the Rings style with elves and let's jump into it here. Elves and giants, orcs, dwarves. They call them pockles in this setting. She runs into werewolves, some original fantasy races. There's just gorgeous art here by Akihito Tomi. Awesome stuff. So if you want a great fantasy manga, try out Stravaganza, The Queen in the Iron Mask.
Hey, how's it going? Warren Lowe here. I'm a variant cover artist from South Africa, and I just want to say it is an honor to be a part of the UDON 20th Anniversary San Diego Comic-Con panel. Now, I've worked on titles for UDON such as Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter, and Street Fighter. Then at the moment, I'm busy wrapping up 2 covers for DC's Harlequin and a cover for Dynamite's Betty. Then for future projects, I'm going to be focusing on some of my own personal work, which will involve some original character designs, and then finishing off my 3rd sketchbook from Blend. And to end off, I just want to say I know that a lot of us are going through some of the craziest, most challenging times, but if I've learned one thing from life, is that the lowest lows come the highest highs. So the best is yet to come. Much love.
Coming back in 2020 is the Persona 4 manga series. Now this is volume 11, which is in stores now. Volume 12 and 13, which are the finale to the whole series, are releasing later on in 2020. I'm not going to open this one now because this volume actually reveals a lot of mysteries and a lot of the answers to the main mystery of the Persona 4 series. So if you haven't played the game yet or haven't read the manga, I don't want to ruin that for you, but I will give you a look at an earlier volume. Now, this features awesome art by Shuji Sogabe. Persona 4 is a story of a small Japanese town where a bunch of murders start happening and a group of teenagers get involved in them, trying to solve them. They discover something called the Midnight Channel, which is kind of a strange dimension where your innermost dark thoughts are revealed and you have to overcome them. So a lot of great stuff. Persona 4 is a super popular series still, and we're glad that the long-running series is finally going to be wrapping up this year in 2020.
Hi, my name is Christopher Butcher, and I was the marketing director of UDON and salesperson and whatever for 3 years, from 2013 to 2015. But I also worked with the company for a few years before doing convention appearances, things like San Diego and PAX. I would help set up the booth and work with the team. So I'm happy to be here to wish them a happy 20th anniversary. I've known Erik and the team since before there was an UDON. I owe Erik and Jim Zub a lot for bringing me in and learning things on the job. I did want to give a special shout out to this project. It was one of my favorite memories at UDON. We debuted Mega Man and Mega Man X Official Complete Works, MM25, at PAX one year in hardcover, and Mega Man creator Keiji Unifune was there. So we actually got to get our copies signed, and I actually have a copy of his autobiography in Japanese that's signed, and yeah, it's just awesome. It was so great to get to meet him, and that would never have happened without, working for UDON and without the passion, honestly, that everyone involved brings to the projects that they make. Especially, I gotta say, thanks to the fans. I got to do a lot of fan outreach and work. I did, I ran the Facebook and the Twitter and emails and press releases and all that stuff for quite a few years, and I really appreciate getting to see how passionate people were about the projects that we were doing, and it made, so much of what we did was because of the fans, because we wanted the books to look as good as you did. So a big thank you to all of you for making the company a success, and here's to 20 more. Happy anniversary.
My name's Jim Zub, and I'm known now for doing a lot of writing in comics. I currently write Conan the Barbarian and Dungeons and Dragons, amongst other titles. But back in 2003, I joined the UDON studio, and I was there for 10 years, 10 amazing years, where I got to work on all kinds of incredible projects and learn about how a creative industry works. So it was just one of the most fun times of my life, traveling around, working with incredible artists. And I can't thank Erik and the rest of the team enough for those experiences. Thank you. Thank you for having me as part of the studio, for supporting me in everything that I do. Congratulations on 20 years, and I'm wishing you guys 20 more, 20 after that, off into infinity. You guys deserve all the best. Take care.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Noi. I'm an artist, and I've done work for UDON. We go way back, actually, over 15 years. I wasn't there right from the beginning, but pretty close. As they were coming up, they were gaining popularity. I was a fan. I was like a super fan. I had no idea they were from Toronto. And let me tell you a funny story, right? I actually had no idea it was a group of people. I actually thought UDON was one guy that just did killer artwork that I admired to death. And at the time, this one guy was doing artwork that I wanted to do. I wanted to draw anime and American kind of comic books and kind of just squish them in together, make it into this one cohesive, amazing ball of art and just chuck it out into the world. And this fellow named UDON was doing it, and it kind of made me angry, but I couldn't help but really admire and appreciate him as well. So just fast forward about a year afterwards, I attended a comic convention in Toronto. It's Fan Expo now, but I think back then it was, I actually don't remember what it was called back then. It was a very long time ago. but I was a lot younger, of course, and I was going to college, and I believe it was my first year or something like that. So I had a portfolio. I wanted to kind of get into comics, but I wasn't sure where my life was headed. So I decided to show up at this comic book convention. And I noticed on a banner in the back, Udon was here. I'm like, oh my god, this dude, Udon, I love Udon. He's here. It's awesome. So I decided to kind of make my way over there and lined up with my portfolio and everything like that. Just very nervous, you know, just standing there. And I couldn't see because I guess I'm like, wow, this Udon guy's really popular. There's a group of people around. I couldn't even see past them. But I lined up anyway, and then I got in there. And the first person I saw was this amazing person. His name's Jim Zubkovich. And he says, hey, how can I help you, young man? He probably didn't say that, but that kind of sounds like something Jim would say. Maybe he did. But I was like, hey, I have this portfolio. Could you look at it, sir? In the back of my mind, I was so nervous I didn't even know. I'm like, is this guy Udon? Jim Zubkovich Udon? Like, that's kind of weird, right? But I wasn't thinking. I was so nervous, and so I showed him my portfolio, and Jim looked at it and he's like, yeah, I think you got something here. And I'm like, what, really? He's like, yeah, let me show that guy. And I look over, and it was Erik at the time. I didn't know who Erik was, but it was Erik. And I'm like, is that Udon? Is that Udon? That's pretty crazy, right? And so he shows it to him, and he's like, yeah, it's good. And I guess Erik was really busy at the time. He's like, yeah, we'll call you. We'll get in touch. Keep in touch. And so Jim comes back, and he's like, yeah, don't worry. We'll call you. We'll keep in touch. I'm like, did that just really happen? Like, I was pretty naive, right? So it's over the moon, super excited. Well, it wasn't until afterwards that I realized that Udon wasn't one guy at all. It was a collective, a group of awesome artists under one banner. I can't believe I'm telling you this story. It's kind of ridiculous and kind of embarrassing for me, but that's what I thought. And Udon's amazing. It's just a bunch of amazing dudes. I'm still in touch with a lot of them, but yeah, that's how I came to be a part of Udon. This amazing group of people, and once you're in, it's not just a group of people. It's like a family. I thought I was being recruited into a gang, but actually I got recruited into a family, which is even better. So 20 years, here's 20 more, man. I think it's gonna go on forever because it is a family, and it's pretty awesome. So all the best, and that's my story. I hope I didn't embarrass myself too much. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey guys, Matt here from Udon one more time. Just now that Erik's gone, I just want to give you some secret info. So we're working on books for Shantae. That's a great video game series from Way Forward. We're working on some stuff for Robotech. We're working on a book for a few books for Mega Man, and I chose this Mega Man image on purpose. So think about that. And we've got something coming for rival schools. People are always asking us about rival schools. And we've of course got a bunch of books coming for Street Fighter, comics, art books, some other stuff. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. Check out the latest updates and follow us on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook for more info. See you soon.